If you have key man risk, you don't have an asset, you have a high paying job. And I don't say that to insult you. I say that so that you can be aware of it, so that you can actually fix it.
Okay, so I've seen this frequently in businesses, and to an extent, when you're under $10 million, it is very difficult to not have key man risk somewhere in your business, whether it's on the tech side, where you've got your level ones and your level twos, and, having somebody like not be the single bottleneck. And you've got the marketing, and you've got the sales, and you've got all of these things that are moving at the same time. It can be really difficult to say like, hey, let's get complete redundancy across the board. But if you don't manage to create redundancy for the key man, then you're making it, one, really like it's a risky business. Like the risk level is higher. And two, you don't have a real asset that you can sell. When I was working with private equity groups, this was a big deal. When they went into a business and they were evaluating and doing due diligence, they would look at it and say, well, the owner is still completely required for virtually everything. So if we buy that business, we're going to have to keep that person around for years. And oftentimes they would. They'd say, okay, this is part of the deal. You're going to stay here and you're going to help us create redundancy. And so it's not that you can't necessarily sell it, but it will affect your valuation because it's more risk. Right. And there's a process and a lot of work that needs to be done. If you do the work before you sell it, you're going to get a lot more money for it. The other thing is, you may have a business where you've accepted that you are key man, right? Like that you have more of a very high paying job with some autonomy and some flexibility, and you're working with clients, but you are going to be the service delivery person. You are going to be tech with helpers, right? Like you are going to be the primary person. You like doing the tech, right? And you only want enough business to sustain you and maybe another person or two or a little micro team to help you on admin, other stuff. And that's completely fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to build an asset, if you want to build something that scales, if you want to build something that you can sell at some point, then you've got to identify where are the key risks, the key man risks in the business. And most of the time you're going to see them on delivery or you're going to see them on sales. Like you have one person that's a rainmaker that brings in all of that money. That may be you. And if something happens to that person, the money tree dries up. All right. Or you have it on the delivery side where you're the person or somebody is the person that's responsible for fulfilling all of the work that is being sold. And it's still the same type of bottleneck because you go sell. And if you can't fulfill, then the money tree is still going to dry up.